guys, this is how we're going to do it. This is how we're going to heal from our impulses and expand. We're working with Mercury, Saturn, the Lord of Karma, working with communication in order to balance our karmic scales, as well as we're shifting through Taurus. We're working with the moon in Taurus here, healing from selfishness in order to restore generosity. This has to do with the patterning of separateness in order to unity. And we're working with Jupiter and Venus, expanding with our impulses, the child, Aries, and Taurus. The Six of Pentacles is connected to balance here as we heal from corruption and restore justice with prism energy. And remember, the soul and the feather. We received what this message means on that part of our message, and we need to understand this. And that sword has become our backbone. And look, we've activated our chakras in order to transmute. We need to transmute, guys. We need to transmute. And look, we understand our levitation here. We're using our sacral chakra, solar plexus, and there's a recalibration to the root here in the Earth Star in order to transmute. We're transmuting within our belly. And remember that our cord to our counterpart is from our belly, just like, you know, the cord between mother and child. This is working with the Ankh in everlasting life. We're transmuting, okay? And this is connected to the violet ray. And we know the violet ray kills viruses naturally. We're also not going to be afraid of microorganisms, okay? They help, you know, they help this planet. And once again, too, there's good and bad everywhere, right, guys? But this is removing what's toxic. This has to do with toxicity and being able to transmute with this prism. And it is allowing us to restore balance here with Taurus. So there is our connection to Taurus and restoring this balance. Guys, sorry, I don't want to get glare on the cards here. Let me work with this. So we're working with the moon in Taurus. This is the time we're in, and what this is allowing us to do is to create peace within the mind. Remember, we're healing from our Eight of Swords frustration that's causing us confusion and mental entrapment. So we're going to remove 6 swords to create this peace, and that is connected to ascension. So we create the peace on the path of the moon. We heal from worry. And I really feel like peace is healing from fear. You know, love is healing from hate, and peace is healing from fear. And I got that download this morning when I was outside praying with the sky, the night sky. So we've healed from our Three of Swords situations here. This is part of our activation card. We're going to share that message within a second. But what this is activating is compassion with the water energies. And we've activated seed energy through the center of self. And our possibilities, we're no longer distracted. We've healed with the inner child and the children, and we have a whole new sense of possibilities because we have all these new ideas because we've healed with the mind and connected to our heart, and we've expanded our heart's electromagnetic field. That's what we're working with here, our electromagnetic field. So it's connected to this. The 6 of Discs shows that the imbalance of the 5 has been corrected and success has been attained through the magic of giving. One patch finds himself giving his wealth to another who is in need of it more, and the scales in his hands are balanced to show established equilibrium. Describing that in truth, giving and sharing is what creates harmony in this world. And there it is. This is the harmony. This is beautiful because this means we've done much ego work and we understand the Two of Cups, equality and equity. In the 6 of Discs, harmony is found by the realization that everything is sacred, and this shift in consciousness leads to a life in which nothing is taken for granted. Here, financial actions are infused with loving wisdom. Gifts are given, and the crisis of the past is overcome. implying that if you wish to have an abundant life, focus on cultivating the connections you share with others, as these relationships are much more valuable than actual things themselves. And there it is, we feel from being a consumer in this lower vibrational, being a virus. We understand what's truly important. Remember, love will heal the world. Our relationships are the magic, guys. Our connection is the magic. The connections to all of life, not even just the connections to the rest of the humans on this planet, but the connections to all of life, the energies. That's where the healing begins and ends, baby. So, we've focused on cultivating the connections we share with others, as these relationships are much more valuable than actual things themselves. In the movement and giving of material possessions, you support the building of relationships and you learn to thrive with others. And this is how we're creating the communities of New Earth. And this is very, very important. And that's connected to Scorpio season and death here with transition. We have healed from resistance to this transition. We're going to honor it. Let's receive this message. Death appears to invite and beckon new souls through the sphere of creation, around a great lemon skate, encircling his body. It all centers around his emerald heart, the hub of purification and renewal, which transports souls upwards into higher forms of awareness and supports their transition downward back toward the earthly planes below. Though normally very feared, death is a kind and familiar stranger. We rarely get to know him, but he's always there to help us board the train home. And guys, for those of you that have faced the death template, we know there's love there. One of the biggest illusions ever created here is to fear death. There is love in death. There is love everywhere. And when we start, healing with the mind, healing with manipulation of these illusions and disillusion that has been created here and allowed and part of this hack, we really see through this. And when we have these experiences and have our expansions, face the death template, we see there's love in death. We see that Creator, the divine God, is at the center of everything. And death is also beautiful. There is beauty there. And we know the dead drunk the sea. There's a connection here to Scorpio and Pisces and Cancer. Death implies that a great transition is taking place. This is a tremendous time of disillusion. This dissolving of your old self could relate to previous understandings. Yeah, we're healing from understanding with the mind. Old emotional challenges, mental blockages, or physical behaviors. Yeah, habits, guys. Lower vibrational habits, addiction. You are invited to surrender. We know addiction is with impulses, right? Okay, so we are invited to surrender, to flow with it, and to see where the metamorphosis takes you. Death is a passage, and what awaits you on the other side is a whole new you. And guys, that's what is awaiting us on the other side is a whole new us. So it's a passage, and it's a rite of passage for us right now. So we need to look at the fives. Remember, this is about the fives. We need to look at our losses. These are some empty cups. We drunk what was in them, and look, we're not feeling so good. So this 5 is connected to cruelty and remorse and our 9 of Swords situations, and we need to free ourselves from this. So we're going to do so by honoring this. Okay, by honoring all this, everything we've just talked about. And this is activating our inspiration with the Father. And look at, we have that seed energy within that wand, baby. And as well as we have the feather. We've expanded with our soul. We've worked with judgment. And we've drunk the water of the sea. And we learned how to breathe underwater. So this is activating the Queen of Cups. This is connected to working with Scorpio and the other water energies, the water element. And we know that the king and queen are working together. We've healed from being miserable. We've healed from being our miseries by activating our divine blueprint. And remember, our blueprint is connected to this cosmic blueprint of transformation that us Starseed Twin Flames came here to expand with. And we know the crustacean is more transformation work. The crustaceans molt their shells in order to grow. And we know that there's pain honored there, okay, guys? We have to honor our pain. We've connected to the inner child, to the children. We've connected to the other souls from the 5D and beyond into the 3D. So this has allowed us to heal from our abuse of power. We're now in the power of creation. We're lit. We are expanding the species. We're evolving the species. And we're creating our legacy of new earth. And look what was honored here. Guys, what was honored there? Giving. Healing from our luxuries of over consuming and love. We love our material items more than we love people. We gotta untwist that. And look, our divine blueprint here and our chakras. We have that, child. Look at what all that we've done here. Like, Patch, you've done such a good job. Thank you to the Patch Tarot. So we're shifting with our chakras. We're shifting with our third eye activations. And that's connected to the star and the energy of Aquarius. We've healed from despair. We've activated our faith. Why? Because we have, this is connected to the 2 cups right now. They're showing me that the king and queen are holding of water, okay? Right now, we're going to use these 2 cups we need to understand this in order to understand this. And this is going to help us to understand the surrender. Because we've been rejecting the surrender for some time, but we need to understand the surrender. Remember, this is connected to transmutation, working with Pisces, the water element, the sacrifice that we need for enlightenment to create this positive tetrahedron. And it's walking away, surrendering to these old templates, what is not for a greater good, and a lot of our creature comforts, and seeking discomfort and honoring the discomfort in order to expand. But knowing life is like a roller coaster. We're not always going to stay there. We're going to go down to go up, and we're going to go up to go down. And yeah, we're going to find the center point, and it's not always going to be so extreme. So this is helping understanding this. And look at this. Look at where we're going. Look at what we're honoring here, okay? This is helping us to ascension, to cut away what's no longer serving us in the mind with the sword energy, to heal from this hack of the element of air. And it's connected to Mesopotamia, the cradle of life. And we're working with Mercury and Aquarius here in order to have this ascension. And look what it's going to do. It's going to allow us to heal from narcissism, and the people to heal from narcissism and to illuminate. And we're working with the zodiac here. We've done much meditation work, guys. And the sun, we're expanding with the sun. And what this is allowing us to do, and they've told me specifically that these 2 cards are to be in reverse, is we are healing from addiction. Okay, guys? And we honor that this is the patterning of separating the seed. This is separateness. We're not separating the seed. We have to activate our desire, and this is going to go further. We're going to talk about alchemy, and that relates back to working with the high priestess and understanding the alchemy of sulfur and mercury and expanding with our desires so we don't get into death and begin separating ourselves. And we will expand off that later, guys, so stay tuned. But we know the feminine's activating her throat chakra and healing from her throat chakra, and that's the time we're in. And it's connected to Scorpio season and honoring our sacral. This transformation is between, right now, our sacral and our throat. And this is going to allow the feminine to restore balance. And remember, all the glitters isn't gold. And this is why we had to remove our mask. This is why. That's part of our activation card. And what it's going to allow us to do is, remember, we have fear here. We're in fear. We're going to create love. We're going to honor love. We're going to expand with love. There's our 2 of Cups, guys. I love it. We've honored the dolphin energy. What does the dolphin do? The dolphin can heal with others without compromising their own healing, without compromising their self. And that's what we're learning how to do. And this is activating our love. And this is love that's in alignment with us. This is love that, guys, we've literally worked for. And people are like, that's not fair. Yeah, it is fair. And we need to surrender to that too, and honor that we came here on mission work. And we need to remember this. And there's a surrender there. There's a healing there. Now, she's got the cup. He's got, you know, the mother, the water. He's got the fire, the father. We've come together through inner child, through the inner child healing. And look, there we have the sun, right? The air. And the daughter, the earth. So all the elements are here. Mom and dad, water, fire, and the children, air and earth. We have the bird's eye view. We are able to expand with the bird's eye view in spirit, and we've also faced our fears. And the mother and father are here, mother and father of creation, and I love Cupid's arrow. So we're healing from divorce, from forcing ourselves to be in relationships that are not in alignment with self, okay? Because we had a realization. We're no longer uncertain anymore because we activated with seed energy in ourself. Okay, guys, this is working with our chakras, our shine. But in order to do so, we had to have a revelation through a tower moment. We had to heal from ignorance. And this is the cosmos coming on in to help us with this. Remember, guys, we're starseeds. Starseed twin flames. And look, that eagle has the serpent. Almost looks like he's saving the serpent. That serpent's on fire. You know, there'd be people saying, oh no, he's dropping in the fire for him to burn. But I really feel like he is saving that serpent from the fire. And there's a reason for that. And it's because we're honoring there's love within in the dark. There's love there too. And we need this in order to heal with. And this is a big surrender in order to really expand here and to come here to do what we came to do. And this is part of loving self. This is part of understanding. You had to know that serpent energy in order to know that eagle. This is part of healing from, you know, the separateness in order to create the whole. And, you know, where we turn to our shadows and we love them. We love the disowned parts and pieces of ourselves. And yeah, maybe you had to be set aflame in order to understand this. And you had to burn, baby, and burn some more. And this has to do with healing from lunacy. Our madness is connected to our genius and our introspection on the path of the moon. Now, there are many symbols in here we're going to talk about, okay, for a second, okay? So we are having DNA activations here, double helix activations. And we have our ancients helping us to keep us on target, on the path of the light. And look at, I want you to see, we start off and the path is very wide, and look at how narrow that path gets. But this path is leading us to connection and the coming together of the masculine and feminine with the child and the divine through the center. And it's connected to the womb of creation and everlasting life, okay? The Ankh. We also have the scarab beetle up here, and the scarab beetle is lit. Look, rainbow energy. And we know the scarab beetle uses us and teaches us to use our dung, our shit, our toxicity as fuel to get to where we're going. And the scarab beetle is also, you know, its representation for the dung is carrying this, you know, carrying this, and it really, it's the moon. Do you guys see that they've turned this symbol into the moon? There's so much to say here, guys. And I always show you guys the images because we are expanding with the images. We're expanding with these images, the symbolism. Symbols allow us to heal with our subconscious mind, and knowing that our subconscious mind is running 95% of the time. That's also connected to our habitualness and our thought patterns and processes. Now, these guys are here to keep us on the path because we don't want to fall off, because we may have fallen off before and met up with these guys, okay? So we're going to have an ending. Yes, guys, we're going to end our torment. We're going to have closure to it. And look, this is where we this is where we activated our light body and we heal from our pain body. And we need to do that in order to get to New Earth and our 10 of Cups and our prosperity, where we heal from deprivation. And look at all the work we've done within these cups. Look at all the shape-shifting work we've done within these cups. And we've connected to the tree of life, and we're all going. And I love that the fish are here, representation of Pisces, because this is working with Pisces and Mars. And look, there's a black fish with a white spot and a white fish with a black spot. And we've learned how to breathe underwater, and we're coming together. We drunk a lot of water. We really worked with the feminine here. And this is connected to a third eye activation that we are having over there. So it's part of our activation card. And what's been activated is the masculine. We're no longer reckless with the Father. This is Christ consciousness and seed energy. We're going to dive on in within to our heart and heal our heart. We're going to heal our anguish. We're going to heal our suffering. And in order to do so, remember, guys, remember, this is where we've fallen within the water. That cat pushed us in the water because we need to understand this. This is at a very deep level. This is so deep, guys. I can feel it. I can feel it. This is like healing heartache, anguish, lower vibrational things connected to the element of air since the time we were created here. This is connected to the dawns of time. So we're not just doing this for ourselves. We are freeing the past here. And we're going to honor the feminine, the mother, the nurture. We're no longer going to be in neglect, because this is also what this hack has created. This hack has created massive neglect and feeding our impulses. No, no, no. We're nurturing, and we're going to honor the moon. We're going to honor lotus patterning. And lotus patterning, we had to go within the underworld in order to create this patterning. We walked the worlds. We understand the underworld. We've also been fooled to believe too that that's a place to be afraid of, that's just full of the bad. It's not. It's a luscious place. And we talked about that when we work with the Earth Star. And shamans use this all the time. They know this very well. And I'm sure that if you guys have created this lotus pattern and you're resonating with this message, you have walked the lower world. And our ancestors are there. And we need to work with our ancestors. There's healing there. There's healing our family bloodline. There's healing from the curse. There's understanding there. So we've activated the feminine. Hello. And look, this means we can nurture. Do you see what we can nurture? We can nurture all these souls because we've learned how to nurture self. And this is goddess energy. And look at what is on her head. Okay. We have the night sky, and we are honoring the night today. And as we honor the night, we honor the day. We honor the light. We honor the sun. So this is our levitation right here. We've healed from sadness. We've honored happiness. We've worked with Pisces and Jupiter. Hello, Jupiter. And in order to do this, remember 9, energy, 6, frequency. And we know 3, vibration. We've healed from lust. We've expanded with joy. We've healed from the lust templates. The lust templates are connected to the devil energies and feeding our impulses. We don't want to feed our impulses. Now look at this love. Look what it's sharing. It's sharing the light within, and it's creating from the light within. And this is allowing us to do our due diligence and heal from our neglect. We're going to do some inner child healing here. This is getting back to the earth. This is getting back to our studies, this is scribing, this is studying, this is reading. This is doing all those things in order to heal and nurture self. And we're doing this through the earth, of course, with the sun and Virgo. And that's why we've seen so much Virgo here, okay, guys? And this is connected to our third eye activation. Now, it is time to expand. Let's do it, guys. Let's get it.